Welcome back to DonsTV. I'm delighted to be joined by the best defender in League Two, Joe Lewis. Joe, 3-0 win here, another clean sheet, another 3 points, another Matty Stevens goal. This place, it's magic here at Plough Lane, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, another 3 points, another clean sheet. Matty scores again. It's a case of taking off as many as we can now, picking up 3 points in almost every game, and it sounds obvious, but that's it. Game to game, take them off and see where we end up.
And how our adaptability is probably our best strength at the moment. Do you feel, we've been away at Aki on Saturday and played a really tough, sort of rugged League Two affair, and today we've sort of shown our quality. Is that why we're so good, do you think? We were able to switch our style of play from Saturday to Tuesday?
Absolutely, yeah. That is one of our major assets, I think. Not every team in the league is like that. Some teams will stick to a really rigid philosophy. I think there's definitely a philosophy there and things we want to do, but I think we have to accept that sometimes, like you said, when you go and play Aki away on Saturday and then you come here on Tuesday, things are clearly going to be different. And we're extremely adaptable, whether that's personnel-wise or slightly system-wise. I think we can change that up and still produce good performances. And
when that red card decision's made, obviously we're all confident Matty's going to put the pen away. Does that change our philosophy of the game, or is it just about keeping the ball and maybe using the ball a bit more than we had been before then?
I wouldn't say it changes the philosophy as such, but it changes the circumstances. The amount of times anyone who watches football regularly will have seen teams go down to 10 men and it galvanised them. You've got to be aware of that. We understand that it is going to change the game in a sense because of the way they're going to do things, and then we have to adapt to that slightly, but at the same time it actually didn't change too much. We still wanted to play at times and we still wanted to stretch them at times. I think the biggest thing actually in that game was not forgetting that we wanted to stretch them, not forgetting that we wanted to hit Omar now and again. I mean, it can be easy to play too much when teams do what they did there and sort of sit off the back three and Reevesy and let us have the ball a bit and set trap, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble. So you have to realise that sometimes you still have to play the game that you were playing before.
And one of the back three, I think, who's maybe underappreciated is Isaac Ogundir. He's been unbelievable this season. He's really improved. Do you think the back three really complement themselves? Og's pace perhaps gets him out of jail a bit. Jono's heads everything that comes in his channel. Do you think we all sort of as a three, not myself, but you three, really, really work together because of that?
Yeah, he's definitely not underappreciated within the group. Oggs has been outstanding this season. Really sort of stepped up, particularly. Obviously I missed a period of time and I've come back in and Oggs has been playing regularly, and you can just see that he's getting regular game time, and that makes a difference to any player. It's just what they want. He's been outstanding, and it definitely complement each other, but there's an understanding there of what we're good at and what we need to do when someone else is doing something and where we need to be. So yeah.
And we obviously have the clean sheet record and the lowest goals conceded. Is that something that we're aiming for as a sort of a little target, or is that just irrelevant? We just want to win games, and that comes as a bonus from our style. We're very good at keeping it to zeros and ones defensively.
Yeah, obviously the aim is to win games, but keeping zeros and ones is helping us do that. We're proud of those records, but they're not. They're not the end target. But like I said, those things are helping us to win games. It's the process of keeping those clean sheets, keeping teams only scoring one goal, and then you've got a fighting chance of going and winning the game.
And how much do you love those diags? I know when you sort of put that long touch out, you're winding up. I can see the sort of enjoyment in your face when you're pinging them.
Yeah, the lads have said sometimes that I'm almost sort of telegraphing it. I don't hide it, but to be fair, if the option's on and you think the opposition fullback or wing back is in the position to where you can do it, there's not really too much time for them to react. At the same time as well, you can get away with just putting in an area sometimes because of the aerial threat that we have up there. So you don't have to be too specific with it. Sometimes you put in an area, Omar's going to either make sure they don't head it or head in it himself, and then we're picking up seconds. It's a part of our game. It's not a whole game, but it's definitely something that we need to utilise, and yeah.
And Osman was the one leading the cheers in the South Stand today, but how great is it as a group of players to see the enjoyment that the fans are having in the South Stand? That was bouncing. I think Owen was sort of bouncing along for this part of the second half as well. Is it a real enjoyment to see how much the fans are loving you guys?
Absolutely. I think that comes from them seeing how much work we're putting in, and churning out results is a massive thing, but I think they appreciate how much every player on the pitch is giving 100% every week, and it's great that they can enjoy it, and hopefully we can continue that for the rest of the season.
And looking ahead to Saturday, Salford, another good team coming here. Is it just doing our thing? You know, Dave Reddington spoke earlier today about, you know, we don't do too much on the opposition. It's more about focusing about how good we are. Is that what we'll do again for Salford, who you know are under good side?
Yeah, absolutely. We can't lose sight of what we're doing. There's definitely a confidence going to games at the moment. That we can produce results and performances against whoever we're playing against. The teams we've been playing lately, you know, since I've come back in, that run of games that's a tough run of games. Aki aren't up there, but Aki away is Aki away, and all the other teams we've played are good sides. So Salford will be no different.
Yeah. Well, as long as we perform better than Wales do in the Six Nations, I think we'll be all right. Joe, we'll let you get home.
That's a really low blow.
We'll let you get home,
cheers
Joe.
for finishing on that one.
Take that from you.